unfortunately, even with us knowing that, some of us we forget about it, or some of us maybe we only smile to get that interview, let's say, then once we get the job, we're back to Peshani Tursh, right? Or something like that. So inshallah, this is a reminder for myself and everybody else to benefit from that. The Prophet ﷺ also said, he said, do you know what is better than charity, fasting, and prayer? He said, it is keeping peace and good relations among people, as quarrels and bad feelings destroy mankind. SubhanAllah. I'm going to tell you guys one thing that I've learned, just learned recently. I've spent 10 years in university learning about science and about disease and how to help people and things like that. And do you know what's the number one thing that I see on a daily basis in terms of disease and things like that? I would say almost 40% of the patients that I see in the hospital, in the clinic, wherever, most people are suffering from mental health issues now. It's a huge topic. It is so many, alhamdulillah, Muslim conferences now on mental health. There's one coming up at Islamic Foundation, inshallah, May 22nd. And you know what's, and then I wanted to study mental health. I said, why is so many people becoming depressed and anxious and these diseases now? And subhanAllah, the one thing that's at the core of everything, from everything that I've studied, is exactly this hadith. That it is so the Prophet ﷺ said, keep peace and good relations among people, as quarrels and bad feelings destroy mankind. I swear, I can almost swear this is what he was talking. When he says destroys mankind, this is definitely one of the things he's talking about. Mental health problems. Most of the people, when they've done studies, why do people end up feeling depressed, anxious, all these things? It's because in this society, unfortunately, we've lost that connection of making people feel valued, making people feel appreciated. Everything is through the computer. No one likes to speak on the phone anymore. No one likes to meet person to person anymore. Everything is electronic. Everything is virtual. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just the way the system is built. You spend most of your time in traffic, at work, working overtime. You don't get to see your kids. You don't get to see your families. You have to work. You have to have a double income here, right? It can't just be one person earning the breadwinner anymore. Housing prices are astronomical, right? To afford a house nowadays, you need $1 million and, at least, and things like that. So it makes it very, very difficult, and especially for us coming from a country like Afghanistan or wherever countries we're from, where you had no choice but everybody's survival depended on people, right? Here, people's survival depends on being away from people, right? And I know this for myself. When I was in university, I tried to avoid everybody because I know if I saw somebody, I would start, just when you see an Afghan person or another Muslim person, by the time you finish just introducing each other, it's like already 20 minutes is gone. And I'm thinking, I have my exam due, I have my assignment due. I found all the back entrances and all the side entrances, so I would avoid people. And this is just the way it is. It's not anybody's fault, but inshallah, I have hope that if we start to internalize this and realize the issues, we can slowly start to try and work the system, or at least unplug ourselves so we can combat it at least within our own community, our own family, inshallah. And the other thing is with masajid, right? Alhamdulillah, we're all gathered here today. And one of the beautiful things also about Islam is the masajid used to be not only a place. I mean, when I think of masajid now, when you're traveling and you're like, oh, it's Asr time, let me find where's the closest masjid. You go in there, you knock down your prayers, and you go back to your life, right? That's how it is for me. I don't know if that's the same for you guys. But masajid it shouldn't just be a place for sujood. And that's why I want to commend Masjid Nabawiah for holding a conference that's not just about that we're not here just to pray, or we're not here just for a Fatiha. We're actually here to get together, enjoy some food, speak some good words to each other. And this is just one small part this is a huge opportunity for us to take advantage of our masajid. And historically, subhanAllah, when you think about what the masjid of the Prophet Rasulullah was like, if you can just picture from Fajr time to the evening time, what was happening in the masjid at that time, the first masjids that were made, the masjid was a place for the economics. They would come and have the treasury meetings there, a place for education. The Prophet ﷺ and the companions would teach people there. It was a place for military operations, everything happened from that base. It was the hub of everything. Probably most of the time it was used for things other than just salah, right? And this is a huge opportunity for us, inshallah. Think about how many masajid we have in the greater Toronto area, and think about if we use that masajid for those same things that it was used when it was first built, to bring in our seniors who are locked away at home, let's say, for our kids, for all our, for having daily activities and things that. And we always say we need to bring people to the masjid, but we should also have things that inshallah attract people to the masjid. We should ask people, what do you want? What are some things that you would like to see at the masjid? Do you guys want food events, potlucks, for the sisters especially, for the brothers as well, volleyball, basketball. What are the things that are going to bring people here? And you provide it for them, for the elderly, having chess or Arabic classes or Quran classes, or things that are not necessarily religious related, but work on the hadith about keeping good relations, about making people feel valued, right? And there's so much evidence for this about how important it is to keep people valued. If you think about in the Quran, in Surah Al-Abasa, the beginning of Surah Al-Abasa, Allah almost reprimands His messenger for turning away, just for frowning. I guess you can say Pishani Tursh maybe, I don't know. But just for frowning at this person, the old and blind man, Allah right away sent these verses from the Quran to tell the Prophet, no, don't ever ignore don't ignore this man. The poor, the elderly, the blind, these people, even though you want to teach Islam to the Quraysh, subhanAllah, he's teaching Islam to the people, to the leaders, and still Allah told him, no, you should not abandon this man. Right? And even the Prophet ﷺ, whenever he would see that man after, he would always say, oh, to the person who Allah reprimanded me in His Quran, and he would put his cloak for him out of respect for that man afterwards. So inshallah, let us not forget that message and extend that cloak to everybody, our elderly, our sisters, our brothers, our children. Make it a place of fun for them, for the kids. Whatever we think can bring the kids here and make them have fun, inshallah, like the children's program, inshallah, today, we should keep that up so we can always keep people here in a masajid for their own well-being, inshallah. Let's see. So inshallah, back to the main point about keeping a vision. So in terms of the vision of the Akhirah, it's always important. I encourage everybody here to think big, inshallah. What is the biggest thing that we can think of for our future? Does anybody have a place in their mind that they always think about?
Jannah.
Jannah? Which part of Jannah do you want to be in?
The seventh.
The seventh. What is that called? Do you know? Jannat al-Firdaus, right? So even when we think about our from the Islamic point of view, where do we want to end up? And we think of, yes, alhamdulillah, inshallah, all of us will be in Jannah. Say Ameen. But not only do we want to be in Jannah, inshallah, we should always aim big. We want to be in Jannat al-Firdaus. We want to be, inshallah, in the presence of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions, right? And subhanAllah, Allah encourages us. He says, when you make, it's part of the sunnah, when you make dua for the best. Don't just make dua, I just don't want to be in hellfire. I'm happy anywhere else, just don't want to be in hellfire. No, we should make our dua always to the highest level of Jannat al-Firdaus. And inshallah, we all see each other there. And in addition to that, similarly, in this world, we should also keep our vision as broad as we can, in whatever way, shape, or capacity. And Allah also told us, Azza wa Jal, that there's three, and the Prophet ﷺ told us there's three things that will benefit us in the next life, right? And subhanAllah, all those things are things that we can do and will also benefit us in this life. And the three things are sadaqah jariyah, knowledge which benefits people, and pious children, right? How many of us love to spend time with our children? We love people. There's almost nothing more dear to us than our children. And think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it's a blessing. You can actually earn your way to the next life through your children. And He's also said that the children can also be a distraction. Children and wealth can be a distraction for you in this world. So if we're going to raise our kids anyway, we're going to spend time with our kids anyway, why don't we aim for the first path, where our kids end up being, when we pass away, our kids are there making dua for us, saying, oh Allah, forgive our parents, right? And how many of us can go home, inshallah, today and hope that our kids will pray for us? And if you can't imagine your kids praying for you right now, make this an opportunity, inshallah, that moving forward, whenever you interact with your children, you think of yourself when you look in your child's eyes that, inshallah, I want to have such a good impact on my child and love him so much that when I pass away, inshallah, on the day of judgment, the dua of my child is going to save me, right? And same thing for wealth, and inshallah, the same thing for knowledge. So, in terms of our vision for this world, inshallah, another example that I try to use, alhamdulillah, I went to school now and I'm finishing as a doctor. So for me, one of my visions is, inshallah, to help people to maintain their health and inshallah, save lives. And as we know, for example, in our tradition, in the Quran, it says if you save one life, it's like you saved all of humanity. And right now, there's at least almost 7 billion people on the earth right now. So when I think of my vision is inshallah not to save one life, to save all of humanity. Inshallah, my vision is to save 1 billion, inshallah, maybe more, so that I can save 1 billion humanities, right? And maybe I might never live to accomplish that goal or that vision. But inshallah, just the other beautiful blessing of Islam is even with you just having that intention and working towards it sincerely, even if you can't make that happen, inshallah, Allah will give you the reward for it on the day of judgment. There's no other system of way of life that can possibly match that. And that's another source of hope for all of us. Inshallah, aim big, whatever you want to do. If you want to do it through your wealth, inshallah, may Allah, you can say, may Allah give me barakah in my business so I can make billions of dollars so that I can donate it in the path of Allah, inshallah. Whatever it may be, through your expertise, through your knowledge, through your money, through your time, whatever Allah has given you, and if you aim big for it, inshallah, Allah will give you the reward. You'll see it in this life and you'll see it in the hereafter, inshallah. I just saw the other day there was a story of a man. His name is Suleiman He's a Saudi business person who just became famous in the news because he donated $60 billion Saudi riyals, which is like 16 billion maybe American and like 1 billion Canadian, and for the sake of Allah, right? And subhanallah, and my friend, I was speaking to my friend about it, who's also from Saudi Arabia. He said, he's a family friend of my dad's. And he told me another story. He said, he says he donated in the recent past 60 billion. He said, 10 years ago he also donated 60 billion, and he still had 60 billion left, and Allah gave him another 60 billion, and he gave that away now. I said, subhanAllah, that's amazing. Allah has blessed them both in this life and in the hereafter. So inshallah, I have 1 minute left. I'm just going to finish with a few quick tips. I'm just going to go bullets of some practical ways to make your dreams happen. So the first one is how to keep and maintain your vision. So inshallah, attend conferences like this. I only got my vision after spending time at conferences like this, RIS, meeting people who are visionaries, that only then did I start having a vision, right? And right now, the school system and the society tries to destroy your vision. Just go to grade 1, go to grade 2, go to grade 3. There's never time for you to go home and do homework. There's no time for you to think of having a vision or to think for yourself. Everything is programmed here. It's almost like Fir'aun, like in the time of the Pharaoh. All the Bani Israel just had to do work, and that's how it is now. So the second one is read books. Similarly, you read books from other authors, and they expand your vision for you and show you how to do it. If you want a good list of books, just honestly go to the New York Times bestsellers. You will find amazing books there that have helped make a big difference for me, and inshallah will help you too. There's a specific book also that many of you have heard of. It's from 100 years ago, but it pretty much teaches, it's a secular book, but it pretty much teaches the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It talks about how to smile, all these things that are from the sunnah, and teaches you how to improve your interpersonal relationships. The next one is to surround your people with other people who are visionaries. So the more people you keep around you that always, just think about the conversations you have with people. If they're about the Akhira, if they're about this world and how to improve in this world and make yourself a better person, chances are that's a good friend to have around you. If they're about things that are vain, try to limit, keep your ties, but try to limit them. Next, make it a priority for yourself. Know for yourself, inshallah, I want to have a vision. I want to make the best of myself in this world and the hereafter. Next is education. Always aim high, Put in the hard work. Education here is it's not easy, it's tough. You have to put in the hard work. Attach yourself again to mentors. Study smart and be strategic. Again, when you hit university and things like that, the whole system is a big game. You study all, you spend so much money, you graduate and you have no job, nothing waiting for you. So you have to be very smart, speak with people and be strategic about it. Make yourself an expert so people want you. So you can become an expert in whatever you want just by reading books. I swear I read like 1 or 2 books about mental health, and now alhamdulillah I can help a lot of my patients with mental health just from 1 or 2 books. I can't even imagine if I started reading more into it. By the way, they don't teach us anything in med school about mental health. It's all, you learn it yourself. They spend so much time teaching things I never use on a daily basis. It's very unfortunate, and inshallah I'm working on changing that too. Next is employment and family. This is so important. With your family, learn how to deal with people. Read that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and practice it in your life, or just read books about the Sunnah. And specifically the Sunnah of how the Prophet dealt with people. Eye contact. When they talk to you, you're not just, yes, someone calls to you and you're just doing whatever you're doing, you just say yes and talk to them. Give them eye contact, give them your full attention, look at them. These small things make a huge difference. Next, be an emblem of peace and serenity for those around you. When you walk in a room, wherever you go, people should be at peace, inshallah. They should look at you and say, alhamdulillah, Fulani is here, or so.